What's up, everybody? How are we? Welcome along to tonight's show. I hope you're all keeping well. This is the Anfield Agenda. I'm your host, Craig, and this is, of course, the Late Night Agenda. This is your show, guys. Let me know how you're feeling. Lots of stuff to talk about. We'll talk about Liverpool's game against United. We'll talk about some other bits and pieces the club have put out. We'll talk about the Bayern Munich game. Lots and lots to get through. And, of course, as always, this is your show. As I said, you let me know what you want to talk about. It's your show. I read out your comments. It's that simple. Welcome to everybody who's joining us. Who have we got in? Let me see. Kyle is in, Liverpool fan is in, Swifty, Trevor, Mark, Jimmy, the Revenite, Tom Boland, Adrian Hull, loads and loads of people in already. How are we? I hope you're all keeping well. Hi Craig and Connor, hope you're both doing well. Saw you on the United stand earlier. You and Mark were both brilliant. Looking forward to Mark on your channel after the game. Thank you, Kyle. Kyle's always the first one in our chat, mate. Well in. I mean, I love that. I love it. Every single night I come in, turn on the chat, and there he is. First one there. Thank you, Kyle. I do appreciate it, mate. You always make me feel better, because the worst thing you want to do is click on here and nobody's on there. It makes you nervous. Swifty Allen said, just finished watching the United stand video. Cool as a cucumber, bud. And I look at Goldbridge in a different way now. Really decent video. For me to watch something for 38 minutes, it must be good. Thank you. Do you know what was really interesting about that? I have to say, Mark's so kind and warm and welcoming. We spoke for another 40 minutes when the video ended. We kept the Skype call going. We were chatting back and forth. And it was fun. It was good fun to just have a chat with somebody like that. Open, honest conversation about both our clubs. And he's always been very helpful to us since we started. And I always will appreciate that from Mark Goldbridge. So, although it's weird saying Mark now that I know that's not his name. It's weird saying it. But still, that's how I'll address him. Whereas I always say in here, Mr. Goldbridge, because that's how I started calling him Mr. Goldbridge. So there we go. But it was fun, yeah, and I'm looking forward to having him on Monday. Hopefully after we get something at Old Trafford. He was very gracious to come on the last time after we beat United 3-1. And I did appreciate that because it mustn't have been easy for him to come on. So I'm looking forward to him coming on Monday. It was good fun on there, I have to say. Craig shaved his hair. I did. I gave in. I couldn't do it anymore. I looked sick, I looked tired, I looked miserable. It just wasn't right. It just wasn't right, lad. I'm meant to be bald. I'm meant to have a roundy egg head. It just makes me feel better. What's up, mate? How's it going? 3 days to go, said the Irish beard. I'm buzzing. I'm already buzzing, mate, for this game. I'm so over the moon to be playing United. It's just, I love it. I love all the fucking aggro. I love all the nastiness. I love all the respect now as well, I have to say. But it's even better knowing that there's something on this game for us, and there's something on the game for them, I suppose, as well, because they're there and about in fourth place and they want to keep that one on. What do you think of Kiana Hoover? Excellent, Tom. Absolutely excellent. And I'm looking forward to seeing how his development goes. We spoke about him previously on the stream, but he started off as a right back, but he's already been pigeonholed into centre back because he's that damn good, mate. What a get from the club. I mean, we're talking about Matthias de Ligt now as one of the best centre backs, young centre backs in world football, and he is. And you know, whoever gets him is getting a fantastic player. But a couple of years behind him in development, we have young Kiana Hoover there, and I think he's going to be absolutely quality. Johnny Gooch, where's the hair gone? You were starting to look like Harry Styles. That was it, mate. We were getting confused with each other. Couldn't go out anywhere. People thought it was Harry Styles, so I had to shave it off. Truly think we're going to thrash Manchester United, said Robert Ho. I wish I had your confidence for this one, Robert. I'm never confident playing United. Doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter where we are. That nervousness always kicks in for me with this game. Everton, I don't feel the same because, you know, you're going to go there and you've got to give Everton a slapping because it's what we do. But with United, form has never really been something that's meant much in these games. But now both teams are doing well. You know, United are riding high. We're riding a little bit higher, thankfully. But it's interesting. I'd take a point. I've said it all week. I'd take a point right now if it was on offer. Mark Goldbridge isn't his real name. I know what his real name is, mate. He mentioned it before, but it's not my place to say so. It's not my place to talk about it. What else have we got? Hoover's a promising player, but not ready for the first team, said Robert Ho, which I agree with, mate. If I'm being honest, I don't want to put too much pressure on him at this stage of his career. Pre-season will be nice for him. Get a few more minutes under his belt. Get him ready for next season. Hello lovelies, Claire Dean is in the house. Claire, how are you? Always a pleasure to have you on. What time will the watch along be at on Sunday? The match kicks off, I think, is it 2:05 or 2:15? It'll be half an hour before kick off, so whatever that is. But we're not going to schedule it because the last time we were booted off for this game, if you remember, for the game at Anfield. Our watch along couldn't take place because for some reason we got a ban. I don't know. I'm trying to wait for the chat to fill up a little bit because as you can see, if you can see the image here beside me, you'll see that I'm holding a picture of John Barnes. Well, we're giving away 2 signed John Barnes images. They're A4 in size. We're giving away one on the Anfield Agenda Instagram account, which of course, as you know, Kev takes care of for us. But we're giving the other one away on here. Both pictures are going to be given away after the Everton game, and it's really simple to enter. On here, just be a subscriber. That's it. Nothing else. Subscribe to the channel. You go into the draw, and if we pick you out, hey, you'll get that John Barnes picture. As I said, A4 size. Love that kit that he's in. And Kev has one as well. If you're on Instagram, go over there, check out the account at Anfield Agenda, and you'll see Kev has a competition post up there. That one's a little bit different about how it's ran, but it'll be finishing at the same time. Both of them being given away after the Everton game. So free shit, as I like to say. So if you want to enter, you're already entered if you're subscribed, so you don't really need to worry about that one. But if you're on Instagram, head over there as well. And yeah, I love giving stuff away. I just love it. It makes life great. I love being able to give stuff away to people. Big performance needed from Salah on Sunday. If he's on his game, we'll win, said the Irish Beard. It's so refreshing to see so many Reds confident going into this game. I love it. I absolutely love it. I don't share everybody's confidence as much because I have some nerves on this one. I think this game could mean so much. I think that's why I'm so nervous. If we get 3 points at Old Trafford, I've said it last week and I'm not going to go back on it. I think that's it. I think if we win at Old Trafford, we will go on to win the league. Now, I'm not saying it's cut and dry, but my belief is that is a massive hurdle. If we get over that hurdle, I'm confident if we get over that one. Even a point, I'm confident. I'm wearing my matchday shirt on Sunday. Hasn't been washed this season, so as not to wash the look away. Plenty of deodorant though. I've been there going, ads, mate. I get you. I know what you're feeling. I can't believe we didn't beat Bayern. We were superb. I don't know, man. I'm one of them. I must be the most miserable Liverpool fan for that game because I was frustrated as hell watching that game. As well as we played in periods, and as well as we played in midfield, I was just frustrated we didn't put one away. I was a bit bitter about it, I have to be honest. It was one of my worst days as a fan. I didn't really like the look of myself during that game, if that makes sense. I wasn't at my best. Good evening, Sean, as well. How are you? Sean Patino, welcome, mate. John Hannafy, welcome to you, sir. Big Shaqiri's going to score a hat-trick. Love it. Love it. Another one of those scissors or bicycle kicks that he did in pre-season wouldn't go astray, would it? Claire said, crap, I missed the United Stand stream. I had an 8 PM here. My time away here. That's alright, Claire. It's up on the channel already. It's Klopp Fears Ole, I think. Maybe the name of the video is. If we win the league, we need to have that kit for a home kit next season. How sexy is that John Barnes kit there that he has on? Oh, it's my favourite home kit of all time. Absolutely beautiful. On the United Stand, they said Klopp Fears United. Really, I think it's the other way around. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not going to say how they make their videos or what tags they put on them. That's completely up to them. I think Klopp respects Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is what I'd say. And I think Klopp has come out and said that he thinks he has them playing well. He spoke about they met once. I think he said at a pre-season training camp or something. He was there with Norway and they met previously and that was it. There wasn't too much to it. John Barnes was absolutely class, said Logan, which he was. And guys, look, I meant to start the stream with this, but let me just go into it now. So it's extremely, and I mean this sincerely, so please nobody think I'm being in any way disingenuous with this, because I mean it sincerely. It's been very sad to hear about the Manchester City fan that was attacked over in Germany around the Schalke game. There's no place, and if you've heard me saying this time and time again, there is no place in this beautiful sport of ours, or indeed in society, for that type of behaviour. That person went over there to watch a football game and may never go home or may never go home the same. All our thoughts are with Manchester City, the man's family, their supporters. At times like this, rivalry gets pushed aside. I don't care about banter and stuff like that. I don't care. It's more important. We're talking about somebody's life here. We've unfortunately had this with Sean Cox, and that struck a chord to many Liverpool fans like myself because, you know, I'm a father. Mr. Cox was a father. He just went over to watch a game. He just went over to support the club he loved. And this gentleman did the same. He went over to Germany to support the club that he loved. And nobody should have to go through that. No family should have to get that phone call. And I sincerely hope he makes a full recovery. And I hope that people don't act the idiot in this one. I mean, show the respect that the situation deserves. We're fans, as I said. It was us with Mr. Cox. It's Manchester City this time. It could be us next time. It could be anybody. And first and foremost, we all love the game. We're all fans of this beautiful sport. And banter aside, that should be remembered. Fans should look out for each other, should support each other. Put your club rivalries aside at times. But as I said, Lots of love to Manchester City's fans and the club and everybody associated with Manchester City. I don't mean to be disingenuous. I sincerely mean every single word of that, because I couldn't believe it. Like, I was so disheartened and angry when I read it, because I don't want that coming back into football. There's no place for it, and I'm sure you guys all feel the same. So I just wanted to start the show with that one, because I should have done it right at the very start, but I was just saying hello to people, and yeah, so I hope he makes a full recovery. I really do. Did you hear about Arsenal? They finally beat Bath. I did, yeah, 3-0 or something, wasn't it? Okay, sorry, let me just go back through some more of your comments. I'm wearing my Shaqiri shirt on Sunday because my favourite meatball really loves a goal against the Scum. Oh, the Scum, shot fired from October. What's the best way to contact you? Said Scotty. Email. Always could try and get back to email, Scotty. So AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com or AnfieldAgenda@gmail.com, buddy. And it happened the other day. John's message went into our spam. I don't know why. And John contacted me. I found the email and I replied to him. But I do always try and reply to emails. I'm feeling really confident we're going to win, lads. The best is yet to come, said Swifty Allen. I found the match frustrating also, said Liz. I wasn't proud of myself, Liz, to be honest, during that watch along. It was one of my worst. I was very angry, and I don't know why. I don't know why I was so angry during that game. I've been looking forward to this stream all day, said October. Thank you, mate. That's always lovely to hear, and of course it's always lovely to have you in. You're one of the family. Who's your favourite Irish player to play for Liverpool? Ronnie Whelan. I absolutely love Ronnie Whelan. I loved everything about him. I loved how underrated he was by other people, not by Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans know quite how good he was, but yeah, I'd have to say Ronnie Whelan. I always wish Duffer played though. I wish we had assigned Damien Duff. He just always screamed Liverpool to me. Pragmavert said Liverpool can't lose on Sunday whatever happens. Hazard is LFC's kryptonite. Ghost pass all our defenders. We're not playing. Unless you were replying to somebody else, mate. Sorry, the Hazard thing has thrown me a little bit there, buddy. We've only ever lost to them once, over 70 years ago. Again, I must be missing out on something here. Just finished watching your Gark show, said Lee. Thank you, mate. I hope you enjoyed it. Mane also needs to work on his finishing and hit that big oblong woodwork frame, said Claire. He can be a little bit frustrating at times, but you gotta love Sadio. You've got to love him. He's just one hell of a talent. Yes, Craig Shaven Head is back. Would you go for Keita or Henderson on Sunday? I've been going back and forth about this, Neil, the entire week in my head. So here's what I'm going with at the minute. Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, and Naby Keita. I would give him the show. I've seen a couple of shouts actually from a couple of people saying that we should keep Fabinho at centre back alongside Virgil van Dijk. And I have to say I would disagree to that, because as I said last week, I think we miss something when he's not in the six. I do have to reiterate here though, it's extremely hard for me to pick that midfield trio and leave Jordan Henderson out, because I don't feel he deserves to be dropped or replaced. I just think if we want to go on the front foot, we go with Keita. If we want to try and dull them down in midfield and win that battle, then maybe you play Fabinho, Henderson and Gini. I can understand any decision that the manager makes, and I can also understand if James Milner is dropped in there. Keane Heron said, been watching your streams every night and it's class, consistent streams, and agree with everything you say, absolute quality, keep it up. Keane, thank you, mate, that's always lovely to hear, and I'm glad you're enjoying them, and I'm glad you're tuning in regularly, and I hope you continue to do so. Nice to see the bald beauty back, thank you, mate. I feel so much more like me with no hair. Eden Wolf said I'd pick a midfield of Fabinho, Wijnaldum and Milner. I absolutely could understand that, mate. It's so tough for the gaffer right now. I mean, we've got 5 good midfielders there, and to have to leave 2 of them out must be tough. Although a couple of people have suggested playing Jimmy Milner at right back, but no, I'm not. It's not for me. I'm having Trent there all day. Sean said I'm tickety boo. There you go. Love it, Sean. Tickety boo. Salah will score at Old Trafford, to Joshua Fernandez. I do hope so, Joshua. I do hope so. I would like to see that image, I have to say. Robert said, I don't believe this game's a title decider kind of narrative. We lost points against lesser teams recently, and so did Manchester City. We're not going to win or lose the league in one single game. I understand that. For me, it's just a confidence thing, Robert. If we go to Old Trafford and let's just say we got 3 points, then that's our toughest remaining game of the season played. Yes, we've got Spurs. That's going to be a very difficult game. We've got to go to Everton. Well, you know what I'm going to say there. I don't even have to say it. But it would just... I think it would be a massive box ticked for Liverpool. You bottled the hair. I did, mate. I absolutely did. I stopped myself from saying it before, but you didn't look right with hair. Not going to say any more than that. I didn't, mate. I didn't look right with it. You're right. My wife hated me with it as well. She should just say, get your hair shaved, will you? Just fucking shave your head, like. Good show on the United stand. Thank you very much, Prince. That's very kind of you, pal. It's always a pleasure to go on there and chat with Mark. It's just a shame he supports United, really. We're a different United from the one who got humiliated at Anfield. Generally think we'll get our revenge. You are definitely a different United, MUFC gamer. I will give you that one, mate. But do you know what? I think it's going to make for a better game all around from an entertainment perspective, because we're not going to see a team sitting back. If this is an open game where both teams go at each other 100 miles an hour, then it's going to be an interesting game. Caught Craig a bit on the United stand. I don't take Mark seriously. Sorry. Each to their own, buddy. Each to their own. We had the discussion myself and Mark about how I used to view Mark. He was well aware I wasn't his biggest fan, but speaking to him and getting to know him, and he admits himself he realised that he didn't have to see all opposition fans, I suppose, as the devil. I think it's probably, he didn't put it that way, this is my wording, but look, he's a good lad, he's an honest lad, he's been very, very helpful to me, and will probably continue to be very helpful to me, because he's always left the door open for conversations, and I do appreciate that. Hi, I'm from the United Stand stream. You seem like a passionate supporter. I hope you're the best. Thank you, yeah, Cup. Very kind of you, mate, and welcome to our show. This is a show for Liverpool fans, of course, but we do welcome fans from any club, because we like to hear your opinions. We like to talk about Premier League as a whole, but this is a Liverpool-centric show. But we love to know your opinion. So if you're a United fan, you're a Chelsea fan, a Manchester City fan, whoever you may be, welcome to the chat. But of course, to my regulars, to my regular subs, you know I love you, and thank you so much for your continued support. As you can see, guys, we're just 8 subs away at the minute from hitting our next target. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, we're on the road to 10k. This is our first year as a channel. I think it's around the 10th of March. We're a year old. It would be amazing to hit 10,000 subscribers within our first year. So if you're watching and you want to do us a massive favour, regardless of if you're a Liverpool fan or not, hit that subscribe button, guys, and join the group here, because I think we've got one hell of a group of subscribers that know their shit and are warm, welcoming and friendly, and I have a bit of banter amongst them as well, which is always good to see. They're not just all nicey. There's a bit of needling there when it's needed. Fibble, how are you, mate? Great to see you win again. Absolute scum. Can't believe things like that happen at sporting events. It's supposed to be a day of happiness and stress free from daily life. Football has no place for people like that. I definitely echo those sentiments, Irish Beard, and I would go as far as to say, mate, society doesn't have any place for any of that shit either. When things like the Sean Cox incident and the recent Manchester City fan, everybody should be one and come against this absolute shit. Well said, Keane. I agree with that as well. I'm so happy people are seeing that the same way. You know, human lives come before sport. These people have families. And look, it shouldn't happen, and I hope, and like all of you, that the gentleman makes a full recovery. Everton, easy work. Yeah, damn right, boy. Yeah, easy work. I don't know why, but I have Floyd Mayweather's chant in my head there. What's work, easy work, or what's all work, easy work, or something along those lines. Milner started at 16, still going strong. I mean, what a pro. He's an example to any young kid out there. Live a good lifestyle, don't put on too much weight in the pre-seasons or over the summer, and do things the right way, and you can have a career just as long as that absolute superstar James Milner. The last Champions League game we played against Napoli, Sadio had a terrible match. The next game after that was United and he scored. Hopefully he twats the cunts after the Bayern performance. Who was it on the United stand, by the way, in the comments that said I swear like a drunken sailor? Because that made me smile. I didn't swear once on the United stand. See, I can't do it, because I know that that's Mark's channel and I don't want to be disrespectful on somebody else's channel. It's not my place to do so, and Mark doesn't swear that much, so I didn't want to go on there and be giving it the F's and the C's and everything, because you're grateful to your host, I suppose is what I'm trying to say. Hey Craig, do you think the intensity of football at the moment, violence is creeping back in? There's been a worrying trend, Bernadette, both in racism in football and, as you said, some of the violence, and I hope it gets stamped out very, very quickly. And that's without even taking into account the stuff that's going on up in Scotland, which, look, it's way beyond my pay grade. I'm not getting into that sectarian nonsense that goes on in Scotland. It's not my place to do so. I'm not qualified to talk about it, but it is disgusting, and I'm sure people will say it comes from both sides, and it does, and it was interesting to hear Steve Clark speaking about it. It was interesting to hear Rangers rightly coming out and condemning it, and it was interesting to hear Stephen Gerrard saying the same, because nobody wants it. Deep down, nobody wants it. None of the football clubs want it. Everybody wants to go watch entertaining games, be safe, have your banter, have your songs, have your fun, have your few points or whatever you're doing. But at the end of the day, it's an event to be enjoyed. It's not a tribal event for fighting and stuff. There's no place for it. We've moved on as a society, surely. Great headache for the boss to have so many options, said Sam. Second that, mate. It is brilliant. And we still have Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain coming back as well. Where here you look like you spent a week in Chernobyl's reactor putting out the fire. I mean, love you too, Johnny. Mate, love you too. Usman, thank you for saying you love my new haircut, mate. Very kind of you. I don't know why your comment was deleted, mate, but thank you. Milner is a G. Very well put. Now that you're bald again, we'll win on Sunday for sure. Plus, GD hates Max. What else have we got? Joanne, you're in, mate. How are you? Great to have you in as always. Our front three record against Manchester United is horrendous, said Luke Cox. But you know what, mate? Records are meant to be broken, and these are one-off games, so always try and look on the positive of these things, buddy. Rune said, Henderson is not good enough. Fabinho way better. Henderson is too slow, lost his feet. I don't know what you mean by that one. There are things that Fabinho does better than Jordan Henderson, for sure. I've said this before, I feel he's just a natural six, whereas Jordan Henderson is a central midfielder that has had to adapt to playing that six. 2-2, Pogba, Martial, Mane and Shaqiri. Is Martial going to make it? That's what I'm wondering. I didn't really get a chance to ask Mark about Martial and Lingard. Are they going to make it? Is this a bluff by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? Is there any United fans in that can perhaps give me a bit of insight on this one? How do you shave your head? With like a kind of Aldi's version of a Mach 3 kind of razor, mate, with some shaving gel. Although, look, I did have to trim it down with a razor beforehand, a head shaver, like. But yeah, that's the guts of it. That's how I get down to this bald. That's how I get full on Humpty Dumpty. I've narrowed down to 5 midfielders. I think Fabinho and Keita have to start. The third spot, how do you leave Gini out, or Hendo, or Milner for the experience? It is too hard, Claire. It's a damn fine headache to have, though, for the manager. Gonna be sat in a house full of Manx for the game, said Jose. That'll either go one or two ways for you, though, pal. You'll either get to, stand up and go balls out, or you kind of gonna have to sit in the corner and shut the fuck up, one or the other. What are you nice Everton kit, Craig? I've no idea what the fuck you're talking about, Andre. Great show tonight. I wish you the best. Coming from a Manchester United supporter, thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. I've actually been very pleasantly surprised by the nice reaction I've gotten on the 2 shows. Look, you get some people calling you an egg and a bald nonce, but look, that's par for the course on here. Like it's water off a duck's back to me, but I appreciate people taking the time to reach out. Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you. No team will keep clean sheets. I'm saying 3-2 to United, said MUFC Gamer. I take John Barnes over Mo Salah. What do you think, Craig? Harold, mate, that's it's a difficult one. Digger was something special, though. He really was. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's probably a season or two too early to answer this one, because I haven't had enough of Mo Salah settling in, but that's one of the most difficult questions I think I've ever been asked, Harold. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to sit on the fence on this one, buddy. What do you think about the Manchester United-Manchester City game later in the league? Interestingly, it's been moved to April, and I spoke about this with Mark. It can go one of two ways, actually. It depends how United are for that 4th place. As he said to me, if it's sewn up by then, this could be a bit of an easier run for City. I hope everything is still to play for. But at the same time, if we go to Old Trafford and take something, then that game almost becomes irrelevant. because it's just another game for them. This is our game in hand. We take a point, let's say. It's still advantage us, so I'm always going to look on the positive side, mate. Paul Gormley, haven't been on it a while, Craig. Needed a break from social media. What happened to the hair, pal? I get the break from social media, Paul. I've taken many myself. I'm not on Twitter personally anymore. I do a little bit in the Anfield Agenda account, but I closed down my own Twitter account. Much like yourself, sometimes you just need to step away, don't you? The hair is just a pain in the arse for me. I just told you, I don't like hair. I feel dirty with hair. I think there's more Ireland fans that support Liverpool than there is fans there in England. I'll tell you what, it's Liverpool or United mainly in Ireland, and there are some Arsenal fans, believe it or not. There's some Everton fans as well, but I would say 90 to 95% of the fan base in Ireland is between Liverpool and United, and even at that you could probably split that down the middle. But there's a shit ton of us, David. You're right, there's an awful lot of us over here that support Liverpool and passionately support the club as well. Not trying to wind Liverpool fans up, but I'm going 2-1. That's alright, mate. You're absolutely entitled to give that opinion and be confident about your team. If you were giving me this prediction a few months ago when we played you, I'd have probably laughed you out of the place, but I can understand that prediction. Jack said, I saw you on the United stand. Thank you, Jack. I hope I was okay, buddy. I hope I didn't ruin your show too much. Good job on the channel, mate. You deserve it. Thank you, pal. Thank you so much. It's been a good year for us. I'm very happy and very proud of where we've gotten to in a year. I'm more than confident as the days go by that we're going to do a job in these Manx on Sunday. Mo getting 2 and Mane getting the other one. I'm going 3-0, said Liam. You're always a positive lad, Liam. I love that about you. It's a must not lose game, said David Gray. Have a black screen on live stream. Anyone any ideas? Can anyone help Greg out there? Have a black screen on the live stream, and anybody got any ideas? I'm useless, Greg. I'm sorry, mate. I'm not the technical genius in this channel. It's Connor's department. I'm just a tits and ass, as I like to jokingly say. Right, so a couple of more bits and pieces before I get to your comments. I'm sure you guys have probably seen this, but Jurgen Klopp has been fined £45,000 by the FA for the comments he made about Kevin Friend after the West Ham game. Is there any chance that the FA could just admit that the referees are shit and that every club in the Premier League is getting screwed over by them week in and week out because they're just atrocious? Can we admit that first? And this is, as I said, no saltiness here whatsoever, because we were fucking lucky in that game, to be fair. I mean, we scored a goal that was clearly offside, but that doesn't excuse the shitty refereeing that we see week in and week out. But it's getting to the point that managers just cannot say anything. And look, we spoke before about Klopp running on the pitch after the Everton goal, and he deserved his fine for that. I loved seeing it. I'm sure you all loved seeing it. I'm sure we'd love to see it again, but you can understand his fine. It's getting to the point now where managers, and I don't just mean Jurgen Klopp here, I mean every manager in the Premier League, they can't say a damn thing. Referees are untouchable, and I think as much as I think the managers are contractually obliged to come out after the games, I think, and give interviews, it's going to get to the point where they either start sending out their number 2s more often, or they just plain out refuse to do it because they can't speak their mind. And if they can't speak their mind, then what's the fucking point of it? None of us want to go and listen to this pre-rehearsed nonsense that managers seem like they have to come out and say because they can't speak the truth. When they do come out and speak the truth, and they give a bit of passion and they show a bit of passion, which is what we want to see from people involved in the game, they get fucking fined over it. It's ridiculous. And I promise you this isn't me being salty about Klopp, because what's 45 grand to Klopp? A drop in the fucking ocean. It's nothing to him. But it's just getting to a point where us as fans want to see this. Who was it for Southampton that came out? It wasn't Danny Ings. Was it Charlie Austin? Somebody came out after that game and criticised the referee, and he was fucking right, by the way. But you could see how annoyed that he was, and it was great to see that because you could see how much it meant to him. But they want robots. They want robots with no personality whatsoever, and referees can just go about being shit and getting rewarded and getting another game the next week, and it's just not good enough. A league of this calibre needs a referee or a set of referees that are up to the job. And look, every referee is human. Referees are going to make mistakes, and I also fully appreciate how difficult the job is, but some of these decisions are laughable. Bring the game into disrepute is the law they hit you with. Yeah, it's bullshit, isn't it, Pragmaver? It's absolute nonsense. The referees are better on FIFA than they are in real life. That's saying something, said Lee Newman. £45,000, that's half my college education, said October. Somebody else made a brilliant comment on Twitter, and I can't remember who it was. I want to give the person credit, but they said 45 grand. Michael Edwards will sell a fucking training cone for 45 grand and everything will be grand. But still, it's more the principle of it, the fact that it's happening time and time again to managers. The FA need to sack all the referees, said Connor Park. 8.7 subs, thank you very much, very kind of you, and please do keep subscribing, people. If you're new in, or if you're just meeting us for the first time or popping in, thank you for dropping in and giving us a try. Well, please do hit that subscribe button. Mourinho said one word to the referee and he'll get a stadium ban. Jurgen Flop, Jack the fucking genius. Did you come up with that on your own, Jack? Oh, you should be so proud, mate. Jurgen Flop, I don't know how you thought of it. I must have taken you a while, but you've got that comedic genius within you, Jack, don't you? I feel it. I can feel the aura from here, mate. Could you give us another belter? Maybe a Bottlers or Slippy G, perhaps? I mean, you could go through the full repertoire, or you could try and have just an ounce of originality the next time you try and troll Jack. But, you know, it is what it is, buddy. We can't all be great. 4-3 to United, said Mr. Genius Jack again. Jurgen Flop. Oh, God almighty. The 4-3 I'm sound about, mate. That comment's absolutely grand. Liverpool to win 4-0, said Liam Smith. Very confident, I like that. I mean, in all fairness, Liverpool got help in the West Ham game by crap officials, so I do know why he complained. Or I don't know why he complained, excuse me. He complained, mate, because he feels that the referee went in at half time and knew that he'd fucked up. He'd known that he'd given a goal to Liverpool that he shouldn't have given, and that he was more lenient in the second half towards West Ham because he knew he'd made an error. And that's human nature to an extent. He might have subconsciously wanted to make up for it. And I'm saying subconsciously here because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. But that's why he was complaining. At least the referees now have a nice tea room, said the Serpent Line. What else have we got? Okay, sorry, I just want to catch up with some more of your comments. Okay, there we go. It was Charlie Austin, thank you. Austin went mental, said Lee Newman. I love that though. I love seeing that. I reckon the weekends we play Fulham and City are in the Cup. We play Tottenham a few weeks after. We've got Cardiff away after that. We can take advantage of this title race. I'm with you, Liam. I'm very, very confident, pal. We've seen last night, as much as it was a fantastic result for Manchester City away against Schalke, and well done to them, they're vulnerable. It shows that there's flaws there and they can be gotten at. And they can't keep their eye on the ball and go through the FA Cup and go in the Champions League, and then it's going to take its toll on them. Who's the ref against Manchester United? It's Michael Oliver, Helixcraft. Michael Oliver's the referee on Sunday. Ibrahim, how are you, mate? Welcome into the chat. Lingard Martial might be fit enough for the bench, said John Hayden. Thank you. The FA have Mike Dean refereeing games, and that shows how much they care about the shit referees. Fan channel should referee the refs. That'll do me, David. I mean, I'd have a pop at that. Kevin Friend ain't no friend of mine. Need that on a banner, said Sean Patino. Where was the 11th commandment comment? I wanted to get back up to that one. God almighty, the chat's moving quicker and quicker, and it's getting so harder to keep up, which is a good thing. It's a nice complaint to have, but you know, I try to read out as many of your comments as I can because I appreciate you taking the time to write them. 11th commandment, thou shalt not insult referees, said Thomas Boland. Can't wait for Chamberlain to be back, bosses the midfield, said Ryan Robinson. Actually, on that, Jordan Henderson was speaking about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and how he thinks that the gaffer's going to ease him back in gently. So speaking about him, he said the manager will be careful. He's careful with I'll say that again. The manager will be careful. He is with his players that have been out for a long time. He knows how difficult it is to come back. But Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has looked good in training, and I'm sure over the next few weeks, as he builds fitness, the manager will keep a close eye on him because he's an important player, a fantastic player for this team. To have him back before the end of the season would be a massive boost. Now, in that, is there a little key in this from what Jordan Henderson is saying? To have him back before the end of the season would be a massive boost. So I know a lot of people are maybe thinking that we might see Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain within the next few weeks. Well, just kind of reading between the lines here and what Jordan Henderson is saying, I think maybe we're thinking a little bit too soon. Is that fair to say? Maybe April time might be more realistic, end of March. But one thing is for sure, when he comes back, he's going to have to be reintroduced into the team slowly. And I don't think we should expect anything from him this year other than to be grateful that he's back. I think that's fair because he's been out for a very long time. It's a very serious injury. He's got to build back up game time, aerobic fitness, and a lot of things that go along with that. And probably he'll pick up a little secondary injury as well when he comes back, a little strain or a knock or something like that. We'll probably see the best of him next season. You didn't shave the head again. I did, John. I bottled it, mate. I bottled it. What's happened to Origi? I'd happily take him at Southampton. Him and Ings up top, said Dan Bateman. I can only give you my opinion, Dan, on Origi, and I just don't think he's good enough, pal, is the honest truth. I think we've been trying to move him on by the looks of it for the last couple of windows. The club, I think 20 million is the figure that seems to be bandied around. And I think as soon as they can find a buyer, Origi will be moved on. There's a player in there though. That's what's interesting about this, Dan. There's definitely a player in Divock Origi, but I think it's a player that's at least 3 years away from getting to a level that will be good enough for us. I think you'll see him 26, 27. He'll turn into one hell of a good footballer. I think we just haven't got the time to sit back and wait. That's how I feel about it anyway. But as I said, Dan, that's just my opinion, mate. I'm so glad to see Danny Ings back playing though. I really hope he goes on and has a good career because he deserves. He's a good lad. Thank God we haven't got a shitty ref, said Helix Craft. Although some of the Manchester United fans would definitely disagree with that one. It's mad how we all have refs we despise, isn't it? Who have City got this week? They're not playing in the league, Logan. They're playing in the League Cup final against Chelsea. 4:30, I think, straight after the Liverpool United game. We're going to tear the Manx apart, said Dawood. I love it. I love the confidence. Keep it coming. This match on Sunday is going to be the worst 90 minutes of my life. Can't handle the pressure, said John M. And try and embrace it, John. And just remember, mate, no matter what happens, it's a game of football, buddy. And it'll be over after 90 minutes and we'll either celebrate or we'll be a little bit pissed off. But at the end of the day, we can't control what's going to happen. Just, strap in and enjoy the ride, I suppose. I'm really looking forward to it, though, I have to say. I mean, I cannot wait. It's the game we all look out for, isn't it? Liverpool United, United Liverpool. We look out for it as soon as the fixtures come out. And on the fixtures, actually, well, I'm on a roll here. So the transfer window is set to close this summer on August the 8th. The clubs kick off the new season on August the 10th, and the new fixtures are set to be confirmed in June. So just in case anybody's looking ahead to the summer transfer window, it was announced today that the Premier League will be closing the window on August the 8th at 5 p.m. because the league starts on August the 10th. So there you go, a little bit of more information there about the transfer, because I love a transfer. I'm a transfer hound. I absolutely love me a transfer. I'm a United fan, was sent by Mark. You sound like a good guy. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Ryan. Liverpool will beat Spurs, United and Chelsea. May be sticky, sincerely. So Pragmaverts. Hate to say it, but that Sané free kick was fire. It was... I said it last night, Logan, on the stream. It was an unbelievable strike. What a talented strike, or what a talent guy he is, but what a strike that was. Daryl is obviously a United fan. Glory, glory, Man United. Daryl, how are you, mate? Welcome into the stream. Let me know your thoughts on the game at the weekend. Obviously, you're going to predict the United win, but I'd like to know what you're thinking. We'll win versus United and then show how good we are. Klopp versus all back Klopp, said Dave Sweeney. That linesman was stoned, said Lee, for the West Ham game. It was shit, wasn't it? It was a blatantly obvious call. Derry or London Derry? Not really my business, mate. I would say Derry, but that's habit more than anything else. Hey dude, I'll call you tomorrow morning. I'll text you. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else in the chat, mate, but you've lost me on that one, Ibrahim. Craig, mate, what's happened to Divock Origi? We've done that one. Arsenal, Chelsea, both with 3-0 wins tonight. I haven't really kept an eye on the Europa League because it doesn't really matter to us, does it? I do know that Celtic went out. I noticed that they lost. Was it 2-0 or something? 3-0 on aggregate, I think, unless there was another goal at the end. Ericsson to Manchester United, said Joe Price. Well, one thing's for sure, Joe. He's got a year, I think, left on his contract at Spurs at the end of this season, and will he sign the new deal there? I'm very, very interested to see what's going to go on. There's going to be big clubs, and I'm not to disrespect Spurs by saying they're not a big club, but they're not a powerhouse. I think that's fair to say. So you'll have the Manchester Uniteds, possibly the Liverpools, the Barcelonas, maybe the Real Madrids, PSGs, all those clubs looking at him because they're going to know that they can force Spurs' hand. Because there's no way Daniel Levy lets him leave on a free the year after. Not a chance. So they may have to cash in. But 1 year left, he'd be a great purchase for anybody. Whoever gets him is getting a very good footballer. Who's the worst ref you've ever seen? What's that guy's name? Oh, I'm so useless about stuff like this. What is his name? When the Premier League first started, he has a goatee. He used to come on TV as well and talk about refereeing after he quit. I can't for the life of me think of his name, sorry. Excuse me, it might come back to me in a while. What was the Chamberlain transfer fee from Arsenal? It was about 40 million, Lee. How nervous are you about what's going to happen the rest of the season? I'm not so much nervous, Stephen, as I am excited, mate. Because this is where we want to be. I'd much rather be in this position than be where we've been in previous years, hovering around 4th place, hoping to go far in the Champions League, and that's about it. We are right at the pinnacle of the league at the minute, and it's fucking brilliant. I love it. This is where I've wanted Liverpool to be for a long time. We're not here by fluke. We're here because we're a damn fine side, and Jurgen Klopp has built a very good squad. So I'm excited, and yeah, of course I'm a little bit nervous, but you've got to be in the conversation, Stephen, and we're in it, mate, and that's a beautiful thing. Joe Price said, Gerrard, the next Liverpool manager. He needs a... Well, I suppose it depends. It depends how long Kloppo's here, and it depends how much more experience Stevie G gets and where he gets it, because he's going to need to move on for a bit more than Rangers before he comes up and manages Liverpool, in my opinion. I like Mohamed Salah because he's the best, but Mane is not good at all because he doesn't want to play with Salah, which is absolute bullshit, Ibrahim, to be fair. There's no issues between Mane and Salah, none whatsoever, and anyone trying to invent them is just fooling themselves. Hey, why do you swear? Because I'm passionate, Alison Harrison Mitchell, and this is how I naturally speak. I don't come on put this on. This is how I talk to my friends when I'm speaking about football. And I'm not going to change. I'm me, and if people like that, that's great. If it's not for people, I understand that as well. I know some people don't like swearing, but I'm not going to change. I am who I am. And yeah, there you go. But you've asked the question twice in the space of like 2 seconds there, mate. No, it wasn't Howard Webb. That wasn't the guy I was thinking of. Jeff. It was Jeff. Jeff Shreve. No, not Jeff Shreve. Jeff Sterling. No, not Jeff Sterling. Who the fuck was it? It was Jeff something. You're right. We're so close here, people. We're so close. Mike Dean. That wasn't him, but he's shy, to be fair. But at least he's dramatic. Oh, what is that clown's name? It is Jeff something. Oh, we're close. We'll get it. We'll get it, people. Jeff Winters. Nailed it. Absolutely nailed it, John. There you are. Jeff Winters. That's the one. Yeah, him. He was shy. As a hardcore Liverpool fan, I'm not enjoying this season. I can't imagine not winning the title being this close. How could you not be enjoying it though, mate? Look, I understand where you're coming from and what you're trying to say, but come on, you've got to be enjoying it a little bit. I'm having the time of my life. I've often said it's not just about lifting the silverware at the end of the season, it's about the journey. Think back to last year, the Champions League run. It hurt like fuck in the final. Yeah, it was horrible. It really was. But just think of the run there. Think of the nights we had against Roma, the nights we had against Manchester City. That away game against Porto. It was beautiful. And those are memories that are going to stick with us all for the rest of our lives. It hurts at the end, but you know what? The journey is part of the fun. That's just my take on it, but of course I can understand why you'd be nervous. None of us know what's going to happen. Would you take a draw? Yes, John, I would. I'd take a draw now. That's my honest answer. I would. 1 point would put us back on top of the league, and it would tick off another difficult game for us. So yes, I would take a draw. The problem with Mane is he sometimes doesn't pass to Robbo, or if he's too many, he's too late. Yeah, look, there is an issue with him in that sense. His decision making at times can be a little bit off. But what I often say about Mane is, if he was the finished package, the complete player, my God, I don't think we could have afforded him. And what a player he would be, because he does so many things so well. But he is a little bit infuriating at times, I think. What gets me is when he smiles when he misses something. That drives me absolutely demented. And I know it's just because it's his nature, and that's him. But God, it doesn't drive me half mad. Okay, what else we got? Rivalry means nothing to me for the next 12 games. 3 points each game is all I care about. Said got cool. Jeff Winter was a Burr fan. I actually thought he was quite good. Oh, yeah, look, again, this is why we all see things a little bit differently, buddy. John Moss and Craig Pawson are terrible, said Eden Wolf. Are we hoping City go far in the Champions League to make them concentrate on that? Yes, Tom, absolutely, mate. My focus is 100% on Liverpool winning the Premier League. Whoever wins any other trophy, if we're out of it, I don't give a shit about it. Without being rude, I don't care. Of course I want us to get past Bayern Munich, and of course I want us to keep going in the Champions League, but not half as much as I want us to win the Premier League, because I think lifting that trophy would get a monkey off our back that would free us up, and I think would see more and more success come after that, because the pressure would be off and they'd know what it takes then. And yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be really nice. It should be Fabinho, Wijnaldum and Milner. Fabinho sits, slows the game down, breaks the play. Wijnaldum and Milner run around and give energy. I believe that midfield combo would nullify Pogba, who was key. Yes, Tito, that certainly would, but would it give us the creativity that we need to go up the other end and score? Because sometimes when we're playing, there is no connection between the midfield and the forwards, and what ends up happening, and it probably is actually, the tactic is we see the defenders hitting long balls. Van Dijk, 90-yard diagonals out towards Salah. Joe Matip as well with his long balls, and if we don't win the second ball down, we've just turned over possession. So I absolutely understand where you're coming from, but the reason I went with Keita was just to try and give us some link, or someone to break the lines or play in between the lines a bit. Dean Coates said, I normally hate these games and can't wait till they're over, but this is even worse as I know those Manx will want to put a dent in our Premier League title race. Of course. Do you know what? Yeah, we do the same the other way around. We have done many times actually when they're going for the league, we've hoped to put a dent in it for them. But that's part of the rivalry, isn't it? Can see us pulling away from City, going 6 points clear and winning the league. I'm with you, Liam. I'm with you. I think we have the league. Oh, this is going to sound so fucking arrogant, but I think there's a good chance going into the last few games we'll have a decent few points gap. Might not be the case, but you know what? I'd rather think that way and wait and see what happens. Louis Roberts said, we've dreamt of being in a title race, let's enjoy it. Boy, I may talk to you soon. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I look forward to every game, said October. I always do, but this season I swear it feels different. It feels tangible. Scales Harrison said, how are you feeling after the Bayern game? Me personally, proud of the defence without VVD. Hender was fantastic, but Bayern came for a draw, which was shocking. It was frustrating for me, Scouts. I can't lie, it was frustrating, particularly because in a game of so few chances, the ones that we had, particularly Mane's in the first half, was so clear cut. And Bayern not having a single shot on target. But on the bright side, we didn't concede a goal. Scoring one goal away from home means they'll have to score two, and if we score and the game opens up, yeah, we can certainly stick a couple in. It showed that they were scared of us. I mean, that much I think we can confidently say. Bayern came and showed us a lot of respect. Liverpool should sell Mo Salah to Manchester United. I don't think we'll be doing that anytime soon, Joe. Thoughts on Salah disappearing in games? I don't think he does disappear. I think he's just being marked out of them, Mohammed, because people know what he's capable of now and they're sticking 2 or 3 players on him. It's up to us to be clever, though, to utilise the space that people marking Mo Salah leave. And sometimes in games you're having to see him drop a little bit deeper. I'm sure you're aware of this. You see him drop a little bit deeper and trying to link up with Bobby Firmino. But I don't think it's so much Salah disappearing as I just think he's being smothered in games because people are petrified of him, and rightly so, because he's a damn fine player. John M said, I hope Chelsea don't sack Sarri until after we've played them. It'll be tough if they have a new manager when they come to Anfield. That seems to happen to us a lot, doesn't it? Teams, just before we play them, they get that new manager bounce. I don't think they will sack him. Maybe I'm just like you, or maybe I'm just hoping. But something needs to change at that club. They can't just keep firing managers and letting the players away with fucking murder. Because when does the ownership say, well, hang on, why aren't you fuckers showing up every week? Why is Hazard disappearing at times? And look, I picked out Hazard there because he's the first name that came to mind, but there's been others there that have been there for a few years as well. Would Origi be a good signing for somebody like us, though? We could maybe kickstart his career. Absolutely, Dan, and he'd do a job as well. Origi needs game time to develop as well, and that's an important part of what's going to make him a better player. It didn't really work out for him when he went over to Germany, but I really do feel there's a player in there. I think City will hammer United, Tottenham, etc., and they'll lose to another lower league side. It could happen, and I personally don't care who they drop points against as long as they drop them. How do you think Liverpool will deal with Pogba? Will he be man-marked like PSG did? I was just talking to Mark about this. It's going to be interesting because that midfield battle could be tasty. Matic, Herrera, Pogba, Fabinho, Gini, and whoever the other player is. I think the battle between Pogba and Fabinho could be interesting. But we do have to keep him quiet, you're right. But it's tough. With Pogba, you can't let him pick up a head of steam. You can't let him get the first couple of yards away, because once Pogba gets into flow and gets running, he's a tremendous athlete. Like, just look at him, he is. And when he gets running with the ball, you need to stop him quickly. So whether it's a tactical foul or two, but you only get away with so many of them before you start picking up yellows. It's what makes it so intriguing, though, and what makes this game very... You can't call it, is what I'm basically trying to say. Unpredictable, probably is what I'm going with. I popped across in the United stand, looking forward to Sunday, and I believe we'll win. That being said, it doesn't mean we're better than Liverpool, as we're not right now, and that hurts. I understand, Steve. We've been there, mate, for years the other way around, as you know. And I appreciate you coming over, mate, and there's nothing wrong with you backing your team to win. Obviously, over here, we're expecting a win on our side. But thank you for popping over, mate. It means a lot. This is going to be a paranoid game, only one goal in it, hopefully ours. I don't know. A lot of people are thinking goals, but, then again, when we played Manchester City at home this season, I predicted goals, and look what happened there. So, again, it's the not knowing. That's part of the fun. Okay, I just want to check through my notes because of a few other bits and pieces. We spoke about the Bayern Munich game a few minutes ago, so interesting to hear that Bayern Munich manager Niko Kovac, is that his name? Niko Kovac admits that his players were faking cramp to time waste against Liverpool at Anfield. So a quote from him said, "We all know the drill. It's close to the final whistle. You try and waste a bit of time. Recently, in the 3-2 win over Hertha Berlin, Kingsley Coman also pretended to have a cramp, but he didn't. We have to bring calmness in the game. They do it well. They have the experience for that." Now, we can all look at this and go, shithouse, shithouse, shithouse. But I look at it a bit differently. We know it goes on. I like the fact that he came out and said that. Yeah, I like it. Maybe it's just my nature, but I want people to be speaking their mind like that. And it happens, no matter whether he said that or not. We knew what they were doing. We knew they were time wasting. We knew that they were trying to stop momentum in the game. It's what you do. It's what teams with pedigree in Europe do. It's what the big boys do. So yeah, again, it's a massive show of respect towards this Liverpool team, though. But they won't be able to do that when they're 1-0 down at home and they're chasing the game. That's how confident I am. I'm going to switch that back around there, but it is interesting to hear it. A couple of people are asking, will he be charged or whatever? I don't know, nor do I really give a shit. I just thought it was an interesting point to hear him come out and say that. The worst referee was Robert Heuser, match fixing for the betting mafia, finally put him in jail. Gonad said, Mo doesn't disappear in games. Sometimes he's 3 or 4 players around him, so it's going to be difficult for him to influence games in that position. Would you take Pogba for Salah? No, Joe, I wouldn't. Not for Salah. But that's not to say I don't think Pogba's a good player, but no, not for Salah. Who would you say the best Premier League player in recent years is? I'm a big fan of Kevin De Bruyne, I have to say. I really do love Kevin De Bruyne as a footballer. I love David Silva as a footballer. Mo Salah's had a great couple of seasons. Bobby Firmino's been an underrated player for a long time. Harry Kane, as much as, I'm not a fan of Harry Kane, you can't argue with the numbers that he puts in. Christian Eriksen. We're blessed to have a league that has some very, very good talent in it. I'd probably say Kevin De Bruyne, though. Kills me to say that because I despise that club. But him as a footballer, he's just a talent, isn't he? He's a joy to watch. Dybala or Griezmann? Dybala without a shadow of a doubt for me, John. I despise Antoine Griezmann. I think what he did to the Atleti fans last year when he was flirting with Barcelona like that was despicable. I don't like him one bit, pal. It has to be boring to cheer for United. It feels more like an organisation than a football club. I honestly, I couldn't give an answer on that because I don't know. I don't know how Manchester United fans feel. I don't know what way they look at the way the club is ran. It's thankfully why I only have feelings for Liverpool. So, but again, if there's any United fans that do want to comment on that, please feel free to do so. I'd like to hear your opinions. Guys, another shout out for people if they're in. Please do hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 10k in our first year. We've got 3 weeks, something like that, 4 weeks to go before we're a year old. So if you can help us out and you like what we're doing, you're enjoying the chat, please do hit that subscribe button. We stream every night at about 10 o'clock or 10:15. We do watch-alongs of every single Liverpool game and some other fun bits and pieces as well. But it's all free, and it's always going to be free because we don't believe in charging for fan content. Because, who the fuck would want to pay for what I have to say? Come on, be fair. Am I going to be that cheeky and try and charge for this shit? No, but we do have super chats though. Don't forget that. We do have super chats there. Connor needs to go to space camp and all that jazz. What else have we got? Liverpool will sign me in the summer transfer window. Nice. How much are we paying for you, mate? Do you need an agent? Because I feel like I could get my 10% there. At least the Bayern manager was being honest, said Sean. Absolutely. And that's refreshing. As much as he might get punished for it, I like it. You guys know me by now. I love a bit of shithousery like that. I love a bit of needle. I think the game needs it. Midnight football 2-1. Shaqiri should start on Sunday to score against United. Pogba similar to Kylian Mbappe. When he gets up speed with the ball, both those players at times, the only way to stop them is to foul them, and it's true. It is true. There's Kylian Mbappe though in full flight. Wow. I'm not talking about Pogba, but everyone knows I'm much of a fan of Mbappe. I am, as I think most of us are. It's pity he plays for that shithouse of a club, isn't it? Kovac has been a brilliant shithouse. It's funny he actually admitted it to the LFC_5. Are you concerned that Klopp is becoming increasingly salty in recent weeks? No, not at all. No, I actually think he's dealing with things quite well. Yeah, maybe I'm just being biased, John. I don't know, but I haven't. It's not something I've noticed. It's not something that's worried me. Again, I point back to the fact that I do like a bit of needle as well. And we have a manager that, as much as people say he hasn't won anything over here in England, he's a manager that has won titles in Germany, so he knows what it takes to keep a squad motivated, to keep a squad believing, to keep the pressure off them as much as he can. And I definitely trust him as a manager. I'm so happy he's at our club. Liam said, the Bayern manager and the players are a gang of rats, and I hope they pay for that in the second leg. Mark my words. I'm going to teach you how to pronounce the Slavic and German names because sometimes I want to cry. You do know though, October, that the more you teach me them, the more I'm going to say them the other way just to get on your nerves. You should know me better than that by now. It's like Kimmich. I'm going to call him Kimmich forever now. Joshua Kimmich forever. I thought 0-0 against Bayern was good. We were in the driving seat in Germany, or we're in the driving seat in Germany. Kane or Aguero? See, age I think comes into the factor here, John, as well. If you're just talking about at their peak, who's better? Aguero, for me. I think he's the more complete striker. But Kane has age on his side at this moment in time. But Sergio Aguero was stunning. Again, you can't deny that. Do you think Pogba is world class because most Liverpool fans refuse to admit it? It's a tough one. It's not tough to admit, Evan. It's just tough to give him the consistency. Is he capable of being world class? 100%. Has he shown glimpses of being world class? 100%. It's just consistency, mate. And whether that was down to Jose Mourinho, Maybe he feels revitalised under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I don't know, but there's definitely a very, very high caliber footballer there. My dad thinks Kevin De Bruyne is amazing. He's the one player, well, him and David Silva are two players I would have killed to have in Liverpool shirts. Pep Guardiola is going to be the next Liverpool manager. Yeah, no, he really isn't. There's not a chance in hell he's going to manage Liverpool, mate. Anyone who drives a chrome Corvette should go to jail, i.e. Griezmann, said Johnny Gooch. Griezmann for me is a fantastic footballer and showed it against Juve yesterday. Also, Dybala was silent the entire game. What else have we got? Sorry again, chat moving quick, guys. Another shout out, by the way. You probably see the image there beside me, the giveaway. So we're giving away 2 signed John Barnes photos. We're giving away 1 on here, and all you have to do to enter is subscribe. Simple as that. There's nothing else. If you want to enter on the Instagram page to try and win the second one, there's a pinned post over there, I think, on the Instagram page. Our Instagram account is really straightforward. It's just at Anfield Agenda. So yeah, 2 chances to win. We're giving them both away after we go to Goodison and destroy Everton. We're giving them both away after that. A4 in size, both signed by John Barnes. If you want to enter, just subscribe to the channel and check out the other one over on the Instagram account. I've just joined What's Happening, said Lenny. Just a really good, fun, open chat tonight, Lenny. It's been really good. We've got some some fans from different clubs in, a couple of United fans in. It's been an interesting chat and I'm having a really good time. Like I always do, because you guys are the best. Good evening, Jason. Watch your stream every night. Great stuff. Thank you so much, mate. And I'm so glad you're enjoying the streams. And welcome into the chat. I love when we get people that have watched for a while but don't post in too regularly to let us know. It's always nice to see it. So thank you, Jason. Imagine Kevin De Bruyne and Salah having left Chelsea. They would be lethal. I know, it's mad, isn't it? It's when you look at the players that were booted out of that club. It's fucking brilliant. I love it because I know that I'm being very salty tonight towards other clubs, haven't I? But I don't like Chelsea either. Can anyone tell what anxiety, racism, football and bad manners means? You've lost me, Midnight Football. That's sorry, don't get it. Did you hear that Rabiot from PSG got rid of his agent, who was his mother? I knew his mother was his agent, Evan, but I didn't know that he'd gotten rid of his agent. Interesting. Klopp is a tad fake, Rafa is a tad rude, no one's perfect. All managers are lying bastards. Let's be fair about this. They tell us and the media what they want us to hear. And damn right, they're right about it as well. Why should they? They'll have their own doubts, they'll have their own anger, they'll have yeah, it's good. The good ones just don't let their mask slip that often. The thing about Kloppo is, though, all this on the sideline, the anger, the happiness, the emotion, that's him. That is just him, much like Simeone does that. That's just him. That's not put on in any way, shape or form. Time wasting is maddening, but all teams do it. When the ref allows it, and sometimes it goes to be so blatant, said Dave Sweeney. But they all do it. You're right, mate. Every team does it. As well as hair was gone, Craig, I'm glad to see Craig, or man plus egg, head back. Roll on Sunday, 2-1 to the Reds. Thank you very much, Mark. I feel like a new person. I feel so much healthier, fresher, awake, alive. I don't like hair, pal. Connor Crosby is in the Jesus. How are you, Connor? Welcome in, my friend. We were just slagging the shit out of you for the last hour, but that's not new, pal, is it? That's just what we do on here. Pogba could be world class. He isn't yet, said Claire Dean. Morning to everybody, said Rod. Rod, how are you, buddy? The coffee and the croissant emojis are out in force from Rod again. Love it. Danny, how are you? Alright, Craig. In Germany, Bavarians are called never mind, said the Serpent Lion. Keita has fewer assists than Ederson. Joke is back. I seen it earlier on, Brian. I mean, piss off. Whoever comes up with that nonsense. He has fewer assists than Ederson. I know, that's fair enough, but what fucking relevance has that got to anything? Liverpool could have got Aguero in 2011 for an extra €3 million, but went for Carroll. Well, look, you'd have to look at wages as well at the time. Not that I know what Sergio Aguero was getting, but I'm just trying to make myself feel better, Pragmaverts, because that's just horrible to read. Rafa was going to get Silva. He was going to get David Silva, and he was going to get Dani Alves. Yeah, they could have been Liverpool players. and a couple more as well. We don't forget we missed out on Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, look, there's been a few. All clubs have now. All clubs have players that they should have signed but didn't. I still can't believe that we didn't sign Anelka when we had him on loan. That was ridiculous. He did well on loan here. Can y'all people like the stream? Said October. Please do, actually. We have a nice record of always hitting 100 likes on every stream. So if you are watching it and you've subscribed and that already, just drop a like on the stream if you can. That would be great. Pogba's not world class. He's like Balotelli. Stop degrading the phrase. It's earned, not given out. Good 12 games for fuck's sake, said Dave. De Bruyne hasn't been on his best this season because of injury, but he's the best crosser of the ball in world football, said Evan. Can I get a translator here? I don't know if it's young person speak or if I'm just dealing with another gobshite, but your bear butters G. Can somebody translate that? Can we get somebody that speaks young person? Have Liverpool got any world class players? Pogba won the World Cup, Liverpool won nothing. I get really annoyed by this, Mark. What the fuck has Pogba winning the World Cup got to do with Manchester United? Honestly, what has it got to do with it? It's the most ridiculous comparison I've ever heard, mate. And have we got any world class players? Yes. Mo Salah is absolutely world class. And don't even try and deny that he is, because he is. We've got not got loads of them. We've got a very group of good, solid players, but don't give us this Pogba won the World Cup bollocks, because I can name you players that have won Champions Leagues and players that haven't won Champions League. Like fucking Jimmy Traore has a Champions League winners medal. Jimmy fucking Traore has a Champions League winners medal. Sergio Aguero hasn't won the Champions League. Can I go around and say that Jimmy Traore is a better footballer than Sergio Aguero by your standard, Mark? It's stuff like this that makes people look silly, buddy. I mean, think about your comments before you put them in. Trying to belittle other players, just for what? For the sake of it. Because you're hurt that somebody doesn't like Pogba. Get over it. Shaqiri's got 3 goals in 2 games against the Manx this season. I wouldn't bet against him bagging another one. Top corner from outside the box in front of the Manx and watch them all cry. Wait for his fat show. Luke, how are you, mate? I feel like it's been a while since you've been in, Luke. How are you keeping? I'm excited for the summer. Some 720k in wages be finally moved on. Liverpool will only get stronger, said the Serpent Line. Please, 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 a little bit of Timo Werner in the summer. Sell Qaeda. Fuck you. That's my answer to that. Sell Qaeda. Ask my nuts. Came here and subscribed after your video to United Stand. I respect your opinions and view on football in general, said Sell Young. Thank you, mate. And welcome into the chat. Sell. I'm still pissed off with this gobshite. Sell Qaeda. Fuck you. You don't even stay in my chat, dickhead. Sell Qaeda. Go support another club, you gobshite. Griezmann is a cunt, and I'm reading this out, so don't at me, people that don't like language. Remember, this is Craig 2.0, as I said when I came back from my break. All bets are off now. I'm going to speak my mind. But you know what? It's been good tonight. I've been very, very happy with the people that have come across in the United Stand and stuff, and thank you to those that have come across. And to our own subscribers, the people that are new in, thank you for a really good night so far. And you know what, guys, we've still got about 25 minutes to go. Where's this? Griezmann is a cunt and would walk into the Chelsea team full of cunts, but their owner is a Russian billionaire, and they drop them like a hot spud if they take control, or if they think they control the club. So Tommy Walker. John Bale said, love listening to you, Mark, and the United Stand, Craig. You're only Liverpool fan I can listen to. Thank you, mate. That sincerely does mean a lot to me. I still can't believe anybody comes on here and listens to what I have to say any night, mate, let alone opposition fans. Craig has a new lease of life after taking a bucket of V and a rake to his dome. Yep, that's pretty much it though. It feels like I've taken a rake to it, mate. Honestly, my head feels in bits after shaving it. Is VAR coming to the Premier League next season? Because if it is, there'll be too many penalties for pulling shirts on the box. Yes, it is, Evan. Unfortunately, these clowns are going to be let loose with VAR next season, and it's going to be a shit show. How long? What's this? How long more are you on for? Oh, sorry, till about 20 to 12. We usually do about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, Dylan. What score do you think United will beat Liverpool? I think it'll be 1-1, Mark. Yeah, and I'll take it. I'd take a point now, happily. Anelka was the best attacking player in our team, head and shoulders. He was brilliant, mate, wasn't he? I loved having him at the club. Come on now, Lee, relax now. Relax, Lee. Lukaku's the best striker in the league. I mean, you're even laughing there yourself, mate, so it's defo banter. Mane's a great player and a clinical finisher. Well, the first part is definitely true. The second part can be true at times. I love him though, don't get me wrong, I love Sadio. We had Luis Suarez the year that we got Carroll. We signed both of them at the same time. And do you know what the thing is though? Suarez was bought to play alongside Torres. He wasn't bought to replace him. He was bought to play alongside Torres. Can you imagine if those two guys had played together? Imagine Torres and Suarez. My God, they would have torn the Premier League a new asshole. But we ended up with Andy Carroll and yeah, the rest is history, as they say. What's this? Well, round 2. Can't. What about you, Mr. Anfield? OTF, buddy, I have no clue what that means. I'm a United fan, but I admit both Salah and Van Dijk. Thank you. And, you know, it's nice to get people that are honest. I mean, listen, players are players. Like, we don't have to just call them shit because they play for opposition clubs. From what I've seen, Salah has been dipping this season, but last season unstoppable. It's more that he's been figured out a little bit, I think, Ryan, by opposition teams and marked out of games a bit more. He's still doing alright. I mean, don't get me wrong, he could be doing a bit better, but we all love Mo on our side. I don't mind a bit of Battenberg, Johnny Gooch. I don't mind a bit of Battenberg cake at all, I have to say. Not too sharp. I don't sometimes peel the outside of it off though, you know, that kind of almondy shit that's around it. Steve said, saw your appearance on the United stand, and like I said, I thought I'd pop over. Just subscribe, by the way. I'll pop back for some banter in the future. Great show, by the way. Steve, thank you, pal. That's really kind of you to say. And welcome. Matthew Bell said, Pogba has the attributes to be the best midfielder in the world. Strong, skillful, holds up the ball, dribbles and scores with both feet. Just needs to keep doing it for the next couple of years. Sell Qaeda, me bollocks, said Brian. Me bollocks. Love the hair, mate. Cheers. It's my own, you know. Per Mertesacker won the World Cup. Is that fair? Said Sean W. Wait, so Pogba is better than both Messi. Pogba is better than Messi because Pogba won the World Cup and Messi didn't. Exactly. It's it's a silly way of looking at things, isn't it? Craigfest 2.0, said Rod. Can we have that as a concert name or something, Rod? Graham Holmes. Hi, Craig. Gonna be exciting on Sunday. Exciting, nerve-wracking, fun. It's going to be brilliant. And don't forget, guys, we will be doing a watch-along of the game, as always. And we'll be starting at 1:45. I think it's a 2:15 kickoff. So 1:45. I hope you can join us for that one. It's always fun doing watch-alongs, particularly at these big games. We didn't get to do one for the last game because we got screwed over. We got a copyright strike against us for a video that hadn't taken place yet. That wasn't going to break any copyright rules. Go figure. Biggest game of the season, and we got screwed. I'm still angry about that one. But anyway, this one, I hope you can join us for it. Is Mark coming on here? He is. He's coming on Monday after the game. So the game's on Sunday, obviously, as you know. Mark's going to come on Monday night. And the way we're going to do it is, I'm going to do a separate little stream with Mark, and then I'll take a break, and then I'll come back and do the late night agenda. I think actually the stream with Mark probably be around 9 or 9:15 on Monday. So we're going to do a live stream as we always do, and we'll have Mark on for 20 or 30 minutes, and then we'll do our own show after that. But I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully it's after a Reds win. Excuse me, because he was gracious enough to come on after we beat them at Anfield, so I'm hoping he has to come on twice after we beat them. Did you know Notts County is the reason Juve have the black and white stripes? There's not much I know, Curtis, about history and stuff, but yeah, I actually did know that one, buddy. It's nice though, isn't it? It is nice to know. It's nice for Notts County, I mean, to have that honour. When Mark from the United Stand appears in the channel, you're doing it live. Yes, Kyle, everything we do is live, mate. Well, 99% of the stuff we do is live. As much as Liverpool fans won't want to admit it, your squad can definitely get an upgrade at the striker position. Moving Firmino to the central attacking midfield position, mate, we all would admit that happily. We're already talking about Timo Werner playing in the middle, Salah on the right, Mane on the left, and exactly as you've said, Firmino in behind. And then you've got the Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain can come in and do bits as well in there if you want to move things around. We've got young Ryan Brewster coming through as well. Yeah, I don't think you can actually get that many that would disappoint or disagree, excuse me, with what you're saying there. Just spat my cup everywhere when you told that lad to fuck off, we won't sell Kate. Fucking belter. I don't get it. Why would you say that? What type of self-respected Liverpool fan with half a brain cell would come on here and talk shit about their own player that isn't even here a season? I mean, yeah. That's you should know me by now, Liam. I don't suffer fools lightly, but I treat people with respect when they show it. But that lad was just being a dick. Huge United fan, but respect to you, mate. You're very respectful. Thank you, Josh. You treat people with respect, mate. You get it back, hopefully. I've learned lessons along the way. Look, I've been a dick at times in my life, and sometimes on here I've been a bit too harsh on people. But I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to evolve. I think we all should do that at times. Where have I got? There's something else I wanted to say, I think, but I'm looking through my notes here real quick, and I seem to have either said everything I was going to say or imagined something that wasn't there. Brian said, what I was saying is that people aren't saying Pogba's world class because of the last 12 games. It's because he won multiple league titles with Juve and he's won the World Cup. What happens with VAR if the club's cable has been cut for no payment? I don't know, mate. It kind of happened last night, didn't it? Manchester City game, the ref couldn't go over and check the screen on the side of the field because it wasn't working. Mark Pryor said that Anelka business was a joke. I couldn't believe we didn't sign him. Didn't he finish top scorer in half a season? I can't remember that part, Mark. I just remember being gobsmacked and it was only like was it 12 million, something like that, or maybe 8 million. It was something reasonable at the time. Mohammed said every competition that has VAR and our league hasn't got VAR yet. It's a disgrace. Well, they could have had it, Mohammed, but they decided it needed to be trialled for another year before they pulled the trigger. The only time I've really seen VAR used somewhat well, where I've thought it was pretty good, was the World Cup. And there was some issues around handball and stuff I thought were a bit harsh, but all in all I thought the World Cup was probably the best use of VAR I've seen yet. Now I don't watch enough German and Italian football to know quite how good it's been there, and in Spanish football it's the first season, so you're going to get growing pains there as well. To think we turned down the Anelka to buy El Hadj Diouf, the mind boggles. Just tuned in, for fuck's sake, where's the hair? It just fell out, David. I woke up this morning, pal, and I looked at my pillow and it was all over the shop. I'm sad. It'll be good to see who wins the midfield battle on Sunday, said Lee Newman. Sigfus says, lol, I love you, mate. Love you too. Love everybody in the chat, thank you. Love your name as well. I mean, I'm so sorry I can't pronounce it properly, but it looks gorgeous there on the screen. Mertesacker was mental after the Algeria game in that interview. Players you like apart from Liverpool players? Oh, I've given you a few, mate. Damien Duff, obviously from a biased Irish perspective. Sergio Aguero's an excellent striker. Kevin De Bruyne I enjoy watching. I've enjoyed Juan Mata's career, actually, I have to say as well. David Silva is one of my favourite players that has ever graced the Premier League. Dennis Bergkamp, absolutely stunning to watch. Thierry Henry was brilliant until he was a handballing bastard that cheated us out of the World Cup. There's been so many. Gianfranco Zola, loved watching him. White Easter egg, that's me. Hi. You don't like marzipan, Craig? I love it, mate, and Battenberg cake. I like Battenberg cake, I'm just not mad on the marzipan. I don't dislike it. Just depends on how lazy I'm feeling if I want to peel it off. But look at me, I'm a man that's clearly built on pastries and cakes. Salah is not figured out, Craig. That's nonsense from you. He's a top scorer and still misses plenty good opportunity. I'm biting my tongue here, Sam, to show you some respect because you're a regular in the chat. Yeah, I'm just going to bite my tongue, Sam, because every fibre of me wants to tear you a new asshole, but I don't want to be rude to you, mate, because you're here a long time, so I'm just going to move on. Don't forget to follow the Twitter account till October. Being confirmed, Jara is playing in the Anfield Legends game. Will you be attending? Nope, can't get over for a Corey, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll watch it though. I'll definitely be watching it. Not only Salah but the whole front three have been found out by the opposition team, said Mohammed. No, they haven't. Sam said we're wrong, mate, so we just have to move on it and just understand that we're wrong. Pogba would... No, but we're not actually wrong. We're talking nonsense. Sorry, you have to get that right. Pogba would be a huge boost to LFC. Anyone denying that is lying to themselves. I said that in the United stand as well. I said I'd take Pogba, I'd take Martial, I'd take Marcus Rashford. The match is 9:15 a.m. for you, Claire. I mean, it's going to be hard to get the red wine out at 9:15, Claire, even with the best of intentions, mate. Bloody Marys there. Look, I didn't even read down and I got your comment saying Bloody Marys it is then. See? I knew. We know each other too well at this point, Claire. Saw you on the United stand. Good to see another football YouTuber that speaks what's on your mind. You earned yourself a sub. Thank you, Lucky Seventh. Very, very kind of you, mate. Yeah, there's a few of us. There's a few of the channels that do have the freedom to say what we want to fucking say. Because we're not withholding to anybody. We don't. Yeah, we can just say what we want to say, which is nice. But as I said, Mark kind of laid the way, didn't he, or made the way for channels like our channel, with the way he went about his content. And yeah, it's good. You need to take a little bit and learn from everybody, I think, along the way. A little bit from Redman, a little bit from the Anfield Rap, a little bit from the United Stands, a little bit from Boya, our friend from Leicester City. Just take a little bit from everybody and learn along the way. We do live streams in Liverpool channel. I don't know what you mean by that, mate. If you're a channel and you're saying you do live streams, great. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Craig, Butterston slang means ugly. Oh, okay. Well, then he can ask my big Irish nuts, the guy that was saying that a while ago. The scenes when VAR stops play for 2 hours in the North London derby next season and double initials runs onto the pitch in protest and gets chinned by Mike Dean. See, I didn't even give him the decency of saying his name there. That's how much I despise that human being. The front three have been good, but this season so far have been as clinical as last season, said Sam. It was more the way you worded your comment, mate, that I wasn't appreciative of. But look, as I said, I'll bite my tongue and move on. Demba Ba's a player I've enjoyed over the years, said Sally Young. I wonder why that is, mate. I mean, no dig at us whatsoever there. One man I love scoring against Liverpool, said Pragmaverts. He does, but look, he's one of those players like N'Golo Kante where I just don't know if you can dislike him because he's just such a nice fella as well as being a talented footballer. Man City's running is tougher in my opinion, said Jack. What running would you rather? I think they're quite similar from what I remember, Jack, off the top of my head. I mean, they're going to have more games than us because they're in the FA Cup. They've got the League Cup final. We're both in the Champions League. So from that, I think I fancy us. Come on, Callum. Salah's a B-Tech Lukaku. That's the most ridiculous fucking... You've even spelled B-Tech wrong, mate. It's the most ridiculous comment I've read today on here. You're making a fool of yourself, mate. Who's your favourite ever United player? Eric Cantona. People expect me to say Roy Keane because he's Irish and I love Roy Keane. But Eric Cantona, I love a man with swagger, and by God, that man had a lot of it. Fucking killed me in the FA Cup final when he scored that goal, and it seemed to go through every Liverpool player twice. But I do like a man with swagger, so begrudging respect for Mr. Cantona. Legends game in the Aviva. Oh, sorry, you're talking about that one. I thought you were talking about the game that's coming up against Milan Glory. See, there's confusion here. The Legends game in Dublin, you mean the Sean Cox game? I'm hoping to, but I did say to Connor that I do have a family thing that night that I'm going to try and weasel out of, but at the moment it ain't looking good. Mo's going to be on fire on Sunday after having a bad game on Tuesday. He's going to be right up for it. Someone said that earlier on as well, actually, Liam, which is actually weird. Norman's an Arsenal fan, mate. Look, you're welcome in. Kevin De Bruyne at City recently said he thinks the rest of the league has sussed him out. I did read that today, actually, PB. Do you think Liverpool have been too, hence the more defensive approaches of late? It's a tough one. Some of it's down to our own making, I think, because of the way we've put a bit more emphasis on not conceding this season, and that's a good thing because we grinded out games at the start of the season, games that we would have drawn or lost last year. We haven't been at a clinical best going forward for whatever reason that is. And look, I'm not educated enough in the coaching of the game to know exactly what that reason is, but look, we're still at the top of the league, so I'm happy. That's all I can say, mate. I'm happy that Liverpool are up there. Just got off the United Stand video, enjoyed honesty and banter. Sub, said Niall Fitzgerald. Again, Niall, thank you. It's been lovely to have a few people pop over from the United Stand and subscribe, and thank you to everyone that has. And if you're on and you haven't subscribed, then please take a second to do so and help us get on this road to 10,000 subscribers. I used to like Dennis Love. United and George Best was something special. They were ahead of my time, but I mean, wow. I mean, two excellent footballers there. I mean, the clips I've seen at Best especially. Can't wait till Sunday. Gonna be a season win, lose or draw. Or gonna be a session win, lose or draw. Sorry, Skipper Dog. Yeah, mate. You've earned your points at the weekend. You go to the gym and all, don't you, to make sure you earn yourself a few points. And why not enjoy it? City will win all away games. Maybe, I don't know. They're not going to win their 11 games that are left. I don't really care when and where they drop the points, but they will drop them, as will we. We're going to drop points as well. There's no way both teams are going to win the last, 12 games in our case and 11 in theirs. Survivor 202 said, my prediction's 1-1. What's yours? Exact same as your own, mate. 1-1. Although 2-2 wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility either. Man City front three, much better form than Liverpool's right now. They need to step up this weekend if Liverpool are going to win the league. There's two ways of looking at that, Pedro. What you're saying is spot on. I mean, their attack has been fantastic lately. But, grinding out 1-0 wins would do us as well. We're more solid defensively than Manchester City are, I believe. But as you've said, their attack has been something else lately. I just feel with the United game being pushed back for City, it puts all the pressure on them. We have a few lower tier teams in our running. I think United will be a big speed bump for them. I certainly hope so, Jack. I really do. City will drop points against Palace and United, said Mohammed. De Bruyne and Salah have been found out. I don't think they have. Why, when a player gets marked out of games, have they been found out? I mean, Salah is coming back from a shitty shoulder injury as well that made him start the season slowly. And De Bruyne has had a shit ton of injuries. I don't know, I just find it a little bit disrespectful to two excellent footballers to say they've been found out. PBPS said sub, thank you, pal. And thank you to everyone. We're only like 29 subscribers or something now away from 8,750. So, again, guys, if you're watching, please do keep hitting that button. But thank you, more than anything else. Thank you to those that have subbed. Personally, I think Man United's midfield is better. However, Liverpool's defence is immense. It's an interesting conversation around the midfields. I can see arguments. I mean, I think we can be honest and take Matic out of the conversation, because I think Matic doesn't get into our team. You can make arguments for Pogba, and Herrera is in tremendous form at the minute for United, so I can understand the commentary on that. But I think not Matic for me. Fabinho, excellent. It's an interesting conversation, definitely, and one we spoke about earlier on the United stand. That I think, and Mark, I think similarly that battle will be vital to who comes out on top. Who are we going to drop points to, Craig? God knows, mate. I mean, it's not that predictable. That's the thing. Like, who would have thought Manchester City were going to drop points to fucking Newcastle? Who would have thought that we were going to drop points to, with all this, without any disrespect, Leicester, West Ham, for instance? I didn't. So you just never know. Anything can go wrong. A red card, a shitty penalty decision, a mistake. That's why it's so interesting, isn't it? Just got here from the United Fan video. Respect to you, mate. I enjoy seeing other fans' perspective. Just sub. Thank you very much, United Fan Tube. Again, very kind of those people to pop over and and say such nice things. It's very much appreciated from all of us here. Thank you. Huge football day on Sunday. Us versus you, and then the two plastics in the Carabao Cup final. El Plastico version 2, Evan, is what's happening there. 4:15. United midfield better attack wise, and Liverpool better defence wise, which is an interesting shout actually. Midfield should be Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Milner or Henderson. I can understand that 100%, John. I'd go with Keita because I want us to be on the front foot, but I can absolutely understand. The Fabinho, Wijnaldum, I think everybody is on the same wavelength. Did you get the email I sent you last night regarding the FA rules? No, I didn't, John. Again, it probably went into our spam, so I'll have a look after the show, mate, and if it is in there, I'll get back to you. Doesn't seem 5 minutes since it was 5,000 subscribers, Craig. I know. And that was our target for the entire season, Joanne, when we started. And even at that, we weren't sure. So to be heading towards 10 is just brilliant. And look, we're small fry. There's, in the realms of YouTube, we're tiny. But every single sub means something to me, to Connor, and to the rest of the gang. And because it means we get another person to chat to. And that's what we started this for, to reach out to new football fans, Liverpool fans mainly, obviously. And get to know some people and hear people's thoughts and views on the game that we love, on the club that we love from all parts of the world, without having any restrictions, and being able to be honest in a safe environment and have a bit of fun. I love it. Absolutely love coming on here. Salah and Mane have 29 goals in the Premier League this season, said Claire. Just let that sink in when people start talking shite about them. Mighty Lad said Pogba will do fuck all on Sunday, just like the PSG game. Is it Nakib? Excuse me, Nakib, if I've mispronounced your name. Salah often finds himself doubled up because of the fantastic season he had last year, hence why this season he hasn't hit the levels of last season. As well, again, as you said, mate. Actually, yeah, no, I agree with all of that. Sorry, I forgot the first part. Yeah, I agree with everything you've said there. If you don't mind me asking, Craig, what part of Ireland are you from? Being from Ireland, I play in the Under-19 League. I'd love to know. No problem, Jack. I'm originally from Dublin, South Dublin, Shankill to be precise. But now I live in Wexford, mate. I live in Gorey in Wexford. And what club do you play for as well? If you're in Dublin, I probably know the club. If not, then I may not. As I said, I played in Dublin my entire youth, playing football. I played for St Joseph's Boys in Sallynoggin, Bellevue and Shankill and Bushy Park Rangers. Manchester United 0, Liverpool 3, said Sam. Who watched Bayern against Hertha? Not me. If Liverpool prepare well and put their hearts into United again, then they can hit Manchester United's good run like a brick wall, said Base Critical. I like that name actually, Base Critical, nice. If not, it's on Discord. Thank you, John. But I will check, mate, because I genuinely didn't see it. And I'm going to keep checking the spam folders now that I know a few have gone into them, because there's nothing frustrates me more than people thinking we just haven't been arsed getting back to them, because, as I said, I make sure to reply to every single email that we get. For a very small channel, you seem very professional. Thank you, David. I think if you act professional, start professional, be consistent, hopefully you'll grow, and we've tried to do that from the start, mate, although with our own little touch of bad language and madness, but we do try and be quite professional to an extent, but consistent is more the word I try and go for. But thank you. Every time a player has a huge season, he gets double up on the following year. Salah is no different. Shout, Brian, absolutely spot on that. What formation will we play, and will we man mark Pogba? I would say we will man mark Pogba, or at least we will stick Fabinho right on him. I just hope nobody in that midfield of ours picks up an early yellow, because that could be danger. What formation will we play? 4-3-3, I would guess. Beat Joe's Premiers on Saturday, Craig. Nice, there you go. Who are you playing for, mighty lad, if you don't mind me asking? And this Joe's from the Noggin now. This isn't Joe's from... where's the other Joe's from? Is it Glass Tool? Is that where the other Joe's are from? Craig, mate, I play for Bray Wanderers. Play for Joey's and Cabinteely. Oh, wow. growing up in Shankill, obviously, you know, the Carlisle Grounds was just up the road from me, Jack, and I played in the Carlisle Grounds my first cup final when I was 8 years of age against Ardmore Rovers. But Bray Wanderers, nice one. I hope it goes well for you, pal. I hope you continue to crack on. In Cabinteely as well. Joey's in Cabinteely. Wow, that's class, deadly. I play for Rangers. It's now called Tarranure Rangers. The two clubs merged. I didn't know that, John. Small world, this, isn't it? Wow. That makes sense, actually, that they merged. Where's your hair gone? It's just evaporated, Brandon, mate. And no, I couldn't be arsed with it. It's just had to shave it off. David lives in Balbriggan. Always nice to know where people are from. Thank you. Liverpool needs a corner kick coach. I'm kind of a fan of having people that are specialists in any area. So I agree with all of that. Throwing coach, yes. Set piece coach, yes. Defensive coach, yes. 9 goals and 7 assists for Pogba in 12 games, which is threatening, said David. Sally Noggin. Nice. What's your lineup? Is it tomorrow? No, it's Sunday, mate. I would go Alisson, Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Robertson, Fabinho, Gini. Personally, I would go with Keita, but I can understand Milner or Henderson, and then I go with the front three. It's going to be a walk in the park for Liverpool against United. 4-2 to Liverpool, said Damien Snowden. There's Joey's in Cabra. I didn't know that, Greg. Thank you. See that Bayern wonder kid declared for Ireland, Johansson or something. Looking forward to Sunday. Going to beat United. Naby to score. So many people want Naby to get off the mark and score, and I'm definitely one of them. Wayne Dilworth said 2-2 Pogba and Martial, Mane and Shaqiri. From Wales, but support Liverpool, said Brandon. Welcome, Brandon. Guys, look, I'm going to head off in a couple of minutes, but again, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's popped in tonight for the first time. You guys that are here all the time know I love you, and I know I appreciate the shit out of you. But to the new people that have popped over, whether it's just Liverpool fans that came across us or United fans that popped over from the United stand, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for coming into the chat and contributing to what's been a very fun evening for me. Please do though hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I'm almost as obsessed as I am with Liverpool winning the league, trying to get us to 10k this season. So I appreciate you giving us your time. I hope you've enjoyed it. I certainly have. I'm sorry if I haven't got through to everybody's comments. I've tried my best. David, you should play for Shelbourne there as well, mate. Congratulations and keep it going. I hope it goes well for you. But yeah, look, thank you so much to everyone. It's been a great fun evening. I'll be back tomorrow at the same time as always, 10:15. I'll end the show, guys, as I always do, by saying look after your families, tell your loved ones that you love them, and up the motherfucking Reds. Thank you.